Hi Reddit Recapped here. Today we are going to tell you a collection of stories titled Ex-Cons of Reddit. What's the most terrifying thing you saw inside of prison? Enjoy our community stories. As always, stay safe and take care. When I was 20 years old, I thought I wanted to be a correctional officer. One night I was sent to work at the medical ward where each inmate had their own isolated cell where they were let out twice a day. That night I was going around with the nurse giving the inmates their medicine, and we came to one inmate's cell, and as soon as we opened the door I was knocked back by the most putrid smell I have ever smelled in my life. I've been to the dump plenty of times in my life, and it was nothing in comparison to the smell this inmate had going on. Once we were done giving out the medicine, I went up to the officer training me and asked him what was going on with that inmate and why he smelled so god-awful. He said, "Oh, you met Grady? He and pisses himself on purpose. He never changes or showers, so he constantly lives in his own filth. I found out that he was raped once in prison. So he started and pissing himself so he wouldn't be anymore." Edit: this was at a jail I worked at. I guess I should have specified that at the beginning. The other officers told me that he was while he was previously in prison. I don't know why he was in jail when I was there, but the officers said he was a convicted child molester, so I'm assuming it pertained to that. He did have his own room. He was in the medical ward. He was in the safest place he could be at the time. The medical ward was for people that have medical issues, detoxification, and psychiatric issues. They're separated from the general population. Every now and then they would make him take showers. The inmate workforce would have to wear hazmat suits to clean his room while he was taking a shower, so it wasn't just him that smelled, his whole living quarters smelled. Even though he was forced to take showers, he would continue to use the bathroom on himself. There's no excuse for child molestation, but I felt bad for him in a sense because he talked like a little kid. Like when a child has a speech impediment and they'll say wabbit instead of rabbit. He definitely seemed to have development issues. Not me, but I spoke to a former inmate after his release who had developed severe PTSD from some of the things he witnessed while incarcerated. One of the stories was that he was playing cards with some guys, and one of them was smoking a cigarette. Another inmate who was not playing with them approached the table and asked the guy smoking if he could get shorts on the cigarette. Shorts means, before you finished smoking, you gave the cigarette to someone else, so they got the last few puffs of the cigarette before putting it out. The smoker agreed, the inmate wandered off, and they went back to playing cards. Well, the guy playing cards must have forgotten and finished the cigarette. A little while later the other inmate came back to the table asking for the short, and the guy at the table told him that he had forgotten about it and finished the cigarette. Guy wanders off again, and they go back to playing cards. Shortly afterwards, the inmate who wanted shorts comes back to the table, comes up behind the player, pulls his head back and starts stabbing him in the eye and throat with a pen/pencil. Dude died over forgetting to give someone a damn cigarette butt. A dude got 2 full kettles of boiling water poured on his head. And a convicted murderer explaining how he killed, dismembered with an angle grinder, then disposed of the body. My brother said a guy across from him had a new cellmate who had gastrointestinal problems and wouldn't stop farting these rancid horrible farts after the guy told him repeatedly to stop, not like he could help it, so the guy beat the farter to death in their cell with his bare hands. My brother said he had never seen so much blood from one person before. This marks the end of the collection of stories titled Ex-Cons of Reddit. What's the most terrifying thing you saw inside of prison? I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe to see more videos like this. Turn on your notifications and leave a comment to help the channel grow.